Impossibly Glamorous Studios presents Tea with Charles, starring Charles St. Anthony.
Coming at you from downtown Los Angeles, welcome to another episode of the Tea with Charles podcast. Here at Tea with Charles, I serve up all the scalding hot topics in current events and entertainment. This is your host, Charles St. Anthony. Time now to say hello to my co-host for the week. Here to have Tea with Charles is Tyler Giles.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Glad to be here.
So, Tyler, you are a real estate specialist.
Correct.
For what's the territory?
I work downtown to the ocean, Pasadena to Box Canyon.
Downtown, Hollywood, Malibu, anything, you know
Anything, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, Leimert Park, View Park, Chesterfield Square, Jefferson Park, West Hollywood, all of it.
You know all of it. How long have you been in the game?
19 years.
19 years?
Yeah.
So you really know everything.
Yeah, born and raised here, so I know this city. It's my city.
So currently, 2019, how would you describe the housing market of Southern California?
It's been good. You know, before it was really crazy and people were bidding up stupid numbers on homes. You know, I say that people don't have to buy a house. They want to buy a house. So if something gets stupid, they're like, oh, forget it. Don't worry about it. Exactly. So we've got a good normal market right now.
So, Tyler, here's a question for you. If someone handed you a boatload of money, what is your dream neighborhood to live in?
Oh, dream neighborhood, Beverly Grove. I love it. It is walking paradise. For those who don't know where it is between the Beverly Center and the Grove. So we've got Fairfax, La Cienega, 3rd Street, Beverly.
So is that in Beverly Hills City itself or West Hollywood?
It's just outside of West Hollywood. It's just below West Hollywood and just east of Beverly Hills.
Okay, so if you were to sell Beverly Grove to me, what are the charm points?
So this is what I would say about Beverly Grove. They always say in Los Angeles, we're in our cars. We don't see people. We don't meet people. What's great about Beverly Grove is that you walk to places. You walk to Jones on 3rd. You walk to Pokey. You walk to the Jar. You walk to Toast. You walk to the Beverly Center. You walk to the Grove to see your movies at night. Have a nice dinner. Walk home. It's just a great combination of walking, driving, and you're kind of in the middle of the city.
You've got certain neighborhoods that are completely walkable. You know, I'd say DTLA, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills to an extent, Venice Beach. Then you've got stretches of the city that it's like, nah, you just need the car.
But there are more walkable places. There are great walkable places in Highland Park, Glasgow Park, parts of Santa Monica, parts of West LA.
Right.
I always say to my clients, are you living for your weekends or living for your week? You know, if you work 9 to 5 and it takes an hour to drive, you're not doing anything during the week. So I try to get people in, I try to put my clients in walkable areas that they can go home, walk to get coffee, walk to get things.
Let's leave LA aside for a second.
Bye, LA.
Where's the dream house outside of Los Angeles? Where's the vacation home for Tyler Giles?
Okay, so this changes every 5 minutes because I'm always watching House Hunters International, and they're always like somewhere in Mexico or Bolivia or just some amazing tropical place, and it's always like, you get all this for just $200,000,
oh,
you know?
God.
So yeah, it would be a foreign destination. It'd be on the beach somewhere probably overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, one of those little Latin American countries down there. I love it.
Sounds like a good choice. So, Tyler, the reason I asked you on today is I have a few hot topics that I want to view through your lens as a real estate expert.
I'll put on my glasses.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's dive right in then.
I'm wet.
Pour yourself some tea and let's dive into these hot topics.
First up on our hot topics for the week, Tyler, have you seen Tarantino's latest pick, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I'm dying to see it, though. Looks so good.
I enjoyed it. I went to see it opening night here in Hollywood, and I enjoyed the atmosphere and costumes of the 60s. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. You get to enjoy that time, that place. It's very Tarantino. It's kind of artsy. I definitely think everybody should check it out.
Well, I know he romanticizes old Los Angeles, and as I said, I'm from LA, so I know when I see it, I'm going to feel very nostalgic about certain things coming up that I remember from my childhood. So I'm very excited to see it.
So the movie is set in 1969 Los Angeles. Were you in LA at that time?
Yes, I was in the Valley in Studio City.
You know, if you remember a lot of restaurants and stuff, they go to certain restaurants in the Valley in the movie that are still open today.
Oh, I love it.
So you have to check that out. One of the things that's not so good about the Valley in Tarantino's new pick is the Manson family. The Manson family does play a role. I don't want to give too much away, but Charles Manson and his cult of followers lived out on a ranch that used to shoot Western movies.
Correct.
Historically, I think it's, everybody knows that the Manson family committed a series of horrific murders.
Sharon Tate.
Culminating with the murder of Sharon Tate and, a group of her friends, but also murdering this completely random couple.
But they don't talk about much.
The other murder happened to be in an area called Los Feliz.
Yes.
That I always want to call Los Feliz.
Los Feliz.
But for some reason here, the proper pronunciation, people say Los Feliz.
Yes.
That house where the second murder took place is up for sale right now.
And the current people bought it, and they were going to redo it and stop doing work, and it's back on the market.
So this is where your real estate expertise comes into play. When you have a house with a history, a house that's notorious, what legally do you have to tell a potential buyer?
You have to disclose everything. I sold a house with a murder in it. So, yeah, we actually rearranged the house so the actual murder happened underneath the refrigerator, so no one would be walking across where a person died. So you have to tell everything when you're selling real estate.
Do you have like a philosophy or...
I do. If I question it, I must disclose it. If I say to myself immediately, what? Then I got to tell.
How do you tell somebody, though? Do you, write it on a Post-it or something? Are you doing, It's like, by the way, a quintuple homicide took place here.
It all depends, because each client is different, so they each take things differently. So I might just tell them in the car as we're driving up there. That's why it's so cheap. I might tell them once we're there and after they fall in love. It all depends. But once you tell them, I make sure I write it down and have them sign it.
Because, so you have a disclosure agreement, I guess?
Yes, there are disclosures. There are, about 40 pages of disclosures that come with selling a house in Los Angeles.
It must be really tricky for you.
Yes and no. Here's one thing. The seller gets something called the seller property questionnaire. And literally they ask them, has someone sold drugs in this house? Has someone died in this house? Is there a neighborhood nuance in this house? Is your sprinkler system automatic? It goes on and on and on.
That must be really tricky as a real estate agent. It must be hard to just be like, by the way, this used to be an opium den.
I have a friend that bought a house that used to be a notorious swingers club.
Ooh.
It was on that market.
You have to disclose that too.
Yes, they had to. That's why they couldn't sell it. And
You're
my
like,
friends
what are these
bought it.
stains on the walls?
Well, they tore down most of the walls, but they got a great deal on a house.
Okay, well, let's do a little role play here. Imagine you're trying to sell me a house.
Okay, I'm imagining.
And it used to be owned by El Chapo.
Yes.
Notorious drug dealer.
Yes.
All right, so here we are. We're in Beverly Grove. Oh, God, this is my favorite neighborhood.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I'm ready to plunk down my $5 million right now and buy this one-bedroom house.
Oh, my God. Well, it's a beautiful one-bedroom house for $5 million.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this that you'll love. Oh, my God, El Chapo used to own it. I bet there's coke in the walls.
Oh, shoot. Can I tear them down? Is it still there?
Yes, you can. They might be. I don't know. That was years ago. Anyway, did you see the kitchen? Look at this stove. It's amazing.
Oh, my God. I love the open plan.
And then I'll get home and write it down, and you'll sign it that I told you. We're done.
That was smooth. Tyler, you are smooth.
I better be after all this time.
In a city like Los Angeles, having cocaine in the walls might be a selling point, though.
Oh, I think it is a selling point.
So speaking of Beverly Hills, here's another real estate topic from the region. Are you into the Housewives?
I love the Housewives, all of them.
I love the Housewives, too. As we know, our real estate magnate from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards' husband, Mauricio, is in a bit of hot water.
Yes, he is. He's a nice guy. I know him, but he might have stepped in it. I don't know.
This is all allegedly, though.
Allegedly.
Because the case is ongoing. Allegedly, he sold a house and did not tell the owner that he had higher potential bids. Is that correct?
Correct. He was representing the owner. They call this dual agency.
Dual agency.
Yes, when you represent both the buyer and the seller. And it's your bar is even higher for disclosure.
Okay, so not saying that he did it, allegedly.
Correct, allegedly.
But if it happened, what might Mauricio be in trouble? Like, what might happen?
He could lose his license. He could get fined. It's abroad. I mean, you can't end up in jail over it. The worst thing that could happen is he could get fined. Now, the seller might have a legal recourse to try to sue him to get the potential money he lost, but then you have to prove the exact money you lost. So it's hard to say where that is, but he could definitely lose his license, would probably be about the highest.
Mauricio is about my favorite housewives' husband.
Mauricio is very LA.
He is fine.
He is fine. He is
fine.
But Denise Richards, is it Denise Richards?
Yes.
Her husband, too. I don't know.
Her husband, fine, but Mauricio is fine, and he got money.
Well, the other one
he got the career, well, until now, maybe.
Yeah. Well, the other one just marries money. He just goes from B star to B star, I find kind of interesting.
Interesting. But Mauricio, so he's not going to jail then?
No, he is not going to jail.
He's not going to be in an orange outfit.
No, and I find with most of these things, the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. I believe he told him, but it might have been not said very loudly when he told him.
Like under his breath. By the way,
there's a higher offer. Okay, here you go, sign here.
Okay, well, see now, because I was making plans if Mauricio was going to jail, I was going to start shoplifting so I could be in jail with him and be his bunkmate. I'd be like, wait until some police officers go to 7-Eleven and be like, all right, I'm going to steal this Hubba Bubba right in front of you.
Right now and take him home
Catch me if you can, coppers.
Hello, Kyle, he's over here.
You can cuff me right now.
Oh, cuffs again. I got a rash last time.
Oh.
They just can't handle it.
So in other real estate news, especially for California, there's a lot of migration going on. I was part of the migration because I had it. I had officially had it.
Done.
With the Bay Area, San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I traded Bay Area version of crazy for Los Angeles version of crazy.
Laid back crazy.
Crazy with the beach.
With the beach and a lot of coffee.
Indeed. I'm enjoying my time in LA, but how would you describe the overall migration patterns right now to and from LA?
So there are two things going on that's kind of quite interesting. So we have a new, what they call Silicon Beach down in Los Angeles, meaning Silicon Valley, and those jobs have been migrating down here.
Silicon Beach, where specifically on
It's Venice and Santa Monica.
Okay.
They call it Silicon Beach and part of Culver City. So Culver City, for those of you who don't know, is behind Venice and Santa Monica. And as we all know, we're all into Netflix now and Hulu and Google TV and Apple TV. They're all shooting and doing shows down here. Snapchat's down there. So Instagram has a huge office down there. So you have all these young tech people moving in, and then they're buying houses of people that were 50, 55 and up. They're thinking about retiring. They paid $40,000 for their house. It's worth $1 million too.
Oh my God.
Exactly. And they're moving to Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Utah. They're staying on the west, but they're moving in western states, very close to California.
This is the statistics here. CNBC quotes a poll that says 63% of millennials living in California are considering leaving the state due to housing costs. So one thing I heard about the LGBT community is that, you know how we used to be very centered in like San Francisco, LA, New York? Those were like the hubs.
Yes.
But I heard the next hotspot for LGBT people in their 20s, early 30s is that they're moving to cities in red states.
I'm listening.
So you have your places like Austin. You have your places like, well, I guess Arizona's a red state. There you go. But even like my hometown, Kansas City, it's like the young people today are like, all right, I don't need to save $2 million and live in this hectic place. You know, I could just turn on Grindr and stay in Kansas City.
Well, here's the thing. I think before, being an older gay, that, to be gay and have that lifestyle, you had to be in New York. You had to be in San Francisco. You had to be in LA to be out and open.
It was a matter of life or death.
But it's not that way anymore. You can stay home and be accepted. You don't have to leave to go live your life. You can stay in Austin. You can stay in Minneapolis and Kansas City and all these red states. They all have large gay communities that are welcoming and accepting.
Which is wonderful. It's great progress.
Yes.
But if you want to be fabulous, you move to Beverly Grove.
Hello.
And I would never know that you're an older gay.
I'm an older gay.
You're using that Clinique.
No, girl, black don't crack. Don't
okay. I was like, he's got that creme de la mer.
No, I'll be 55 next month. Yeah, that's right.
I cannot believe it.
Thank you.
You know who's also 55?
Who?
Brad Pitt.
I know, right?
And going back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he is body goals.
Well, I have a little Brad Pitt story.
Oh, tell me.
Yes.
Dish.
Dish. I was in West Hollywood. I was walking out of a restaurant, actually right where Pump is right now, but there was something else there at one time.
Okay, Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant.
Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant. And he wasn't looking up, and I was looking the other way, and we slammed into each other, and he fell to the ground, and I fell right on top of him.
You fell on top of Brad Pitt?
Yes, it was 2 seconds of heaven.
That is an incredible story.
He's like, sorry, dude. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I helped him up, and we kept on walking.
Oh, my God. What was he wearing?
Actually, he had on like a teal green shirt and these jeans with like these brown boots. I wasn't paying much attention.
And did you see like Angelina driving down the seat like,
no, this was before Angelina.
Oh.
This was like around Jen Aniston time.
Oh, this was like his height.
Oh, no, this was his height.
This was peak Brad Pitt.
This was peak Brad Pitt. Yes, yes.
That is a very good vignette and type of the thing you can exclusively get on the Tea with Charles podcast. We're talking with Tyler Giles today.
Hello.
So we're going to put real estate on the back burner for a second.
Back.
And as a successful, established LGBT man, have you ever run into the jealous haters?
Daily.
Okay. This is a story. It comes from the New Republic. Did you read this article?
No, I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't read it.
Okay, this is about a month old. You had a man named Dean Peck. He was a columnist and a novelist, and he wrote this scathing piece about Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who's running for president, of course.
Yes.
And in the article, he says that Mayor Pete is kind of this Disney gay that wants this white picket fence mentality.
Yes.
And he takes a cynical view of his military service and stuff. And then he calls him Mary Pete.
No, not right.
And there was a lot of internet pearl clutching and
gasping.
This collective gasp that he dare call Mayor Pete Buttigieg Mary Pete. And everybody's like, that's homophobic. And I was like, bitch, is it really homophobic? I don't know. What is your take on it? Maybe you think differently. I didn't think Mary Pete was a homophobic thing to say.
I don't know if it's that homophobic because I think, when we're with your girlfriends, we're always calling each other Mary and girl and bitch and
like
whatever.
Especially back in the day.
Back in the day. But I think now that we've managed to get someone to get so high, if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. And before you know it, if a gay person says it's okay to call him Mary, Rush Limbaugh is going to be calling him Mary.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah. It's not, I'm Afro-American. They used to call us Negro back in the day. But, black people, Afro-Americans, they will a lot of times call each other the N-word.
Right.
But, it's not right for just another person to call us that.
Exactly.
When Obama was running, you didn't hear Jesse Jackson saying, go my N. You didn't hear that say that.
Basically, you want to reclaim the word, but you don't want to give your enemies permission to use it.
That's an excellent way of putting it. And the more you say it, the more permission you give them.
Going back to the story about the New Republic, one of the things that got people riled up is that he speculates on Mayor Pete's sex positions with his husband. And out of respect for Mayor Pete, I'm not going to repeat what he says here.
He's adorable, by the way, Mayor Pete.
Yes. And he's the mayor of South Bend. And, what he does with his husband, Chasen, ain't nobody's business. But, every gay man in America had a little kiki, like, all right, so who's
I wonder myself.
All right, we thought it. But I think the crux of the problem is that it made it to print. It's like, this was like a late night drunken gay bar conversation that accidentally got published.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. But I think we're going to see more of this, though.
I think we're going to see a lot of it, and it's going to be a matter of kind of brushing off our shoulders, not using that language ourselves, and staying focused on the prize and not getting distracted.
We have to remember, though, that people do this to Donald Trump all the time.
All the time.
It's
all
like,
the time.
Stormy Daniels' book had a very explicit section where she details, the president's private parts.
Yeah.
whenever we talk Stormy Daniels, people are like, yes, queen, work, slay.
Yeah.
You know, all right. But if Stormy Daniels is going to say that about Trump, we have to be a little more chill when people are like, all right, is Mayor Pete, you know, top or bottom or whatever?
No. Well, I'll tell you the big difference is because if Mayor Pete stood there and said, no, I'm not Mary. No, I did not do this. That'd be one thing. But Donald Trump said, I didn't sleep with that horse face.
Okay.
I never did. He denied it all. It'd be one thing if he said, yeah, I did it. And that's the end of the story. He said, no, I didn't do it. So now it goes, well, now I'm going to prove that you did. So it does, to me, change it a little bit.
Okay. That's a very good point you have there. I have to say, though, I love Mayor Pete. I think it takes a lot more courage to do what Mayor Pete does than to do what this snarky columnist did.
Absolutely.
To hide behind your computer and just talk shit on people.
Absolutely.
I will say, though, I'm a little scared of the Pete hive.
What's the Pete hive?
That's a word I made up. You know, of course, Beyonce has her beehive.
Yes.
I'm calling it the Pete hive because people went in on this guy.
Yeah.
You know, this guy who's, you know, not that big a name. And, like, people just went crazy. So you remember the whole Beyonce controversy in Lemonade, Becky with the good hair.
Yes, Becky. My mother had good hair.
And people suspected it was this fashion designer named Rachel Roy.
Yes.
And the Beehive went so crazy that they went on Rachel Roy's Wikipedia and changed her profession to Dusty Side Piece.
No. Oh, I didn't know that.
And knowing this fact about the Beehive made me check this Dean Peck's Wikipedia after this happened. There you go. His profession was changed to Mean Mary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, be careful. You got to be careful.
Yeah, because I just don't want to piss off the Pete Hive.
Well, no one says life is fair. So sometimes, you know, you might take a bite out of the wrong apple.
I don't know. It would just be like, I'll end up, if someday I had a Wikipedia, like it'll end up saying profession shameless hooker or something.
Exactly.
And then I'll take great pride.
I know I would.
So Tyler, what would you say are the most dangerous areas in the Los Angeles area?
I would say, well, it's definitely south of the 10. They call it South Los Angeles,
Okay.
you know, but I have to say a little quick side comment. I'll take clients down there and they'll see bars on the window. They'll go, well, is this area safe? There are bars on the window. And I always say bars are just a cheap man's alarm. Every house in Beverly Hills has bars on the window. So sometimes they're just called an alarm system. You just don't know.
There are some places you still do need to watch out.
Oh, yeah.
LA does not register on this new ranking released by USA Today, the 50 most dangerous cities in the world.
The world.
So I'm not going to say all 50 cities here on Tea with Charles podcast, but
Yes.
Tyler, I need your help. Can we do the top 10?
It'd be my pleasure to assist you, Charles.
Coming in at number 10.
It's Bovari, Venezuela.
Number 9, Fortaleza, Brazil.
Number 8, Natal, Brazil.
Number 7, Guyana, Venezuela.
Number 6, Irapuato, Mexico.
Number 5, Juarez, Mexico.
Number 4, Victoria, Mexico.
Number 3, Caracas, Venezuela.
Dos, Acapulco, Mexico.
And coming in at number 1 is Tijuana, Mexico.
It's a slight little pattern here I see for the top 5 or 6.
Well, the top 10 are all in Latin America.
Yeah, but 1, 2, 3, 5 of the top 6 are all in Mexico.
So this ranking comes from USA Today. I am going to question if this is just because certain places have better statistics than others. I'm going to guess these places in Latin America might be able to report a little better than, say, Mogadishu and Somalia.
I would actually tend to much rather be in any one of these top 6 places than Mogadishu.
I'm going to say that the United States has a few entries as well. Number 15 is St. Louis, our most dangerous city.
Wow.
Number 22, Baltimore. 46, Detroit. And number 50, New Orleans.
Wow. Oh, well, we're at the bottom of the list. It's
Bottom
nice
of the
to
list.
be a bottom.
LA does not make this list of most dangerous cities.
No, they don't. Thank God.
I'm going to say, so looking at number 1, Tijuana, it's quite close to us.
Yes, it is. TJ.
Have you ever been to Tijuana?
Many, many times.
Were you doing something dangerous?
No, I wasn't actually. I was just down there drinking and eating. I've been going there since I was in my early teens.
When's the last time you went to Tijuana?
It's probably been about 8 years now was the last time I went down there. I like TJ. It's fun. It's not like everything what it was. It's kind of homogenized now. It's like San Diego of the South.
San Diego South, kind of.
Yes, because they're right next to each other.
I was kind of surprised number 2 is Acapulco, Mexico. Because back in the day, that was like where the Hollywood stars went on vacation. That was like the Cabo of the 1960s.
I wonder, though, is that because maybe it's still so touristy, there's a lot of muggings? Like, it'd be interesting to know what is booking this up, because Tijuana and Acapulco, number 1 and 2, are high destinations for American tourists. Is just muggings throwing the statistic off? Like, if I took out the muggings or just light petty crime, would that change? Would these two change on the list?
I suspect it has more to do with drug crime that's happening outside the tourist area.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a feeling that the crime syndicates keep the tourist spots safe, and, when you get the shady areas outside of that, that's where all the stuff goes down.
I have a couple friends that live down there that have quote-unquote retired, and to get to their community, you have to go through 3 checkpoint gates, and then you get back there and you're like in Shangri-La.
Oh, okay. Is that in Tijuana or?
Actually, it's below Tijuana. It's about an hour below Tijuana, which I can't even think of the name of the place right now. But
okay.
They're down there. Yeah. They really like it.
There's some beautiful places in Baja. We don't, of course, want to write it off entirely because there's some wonderful parts of, Baltimore and Detroit and New Orleans.
Yes, there are beautiful spots. Crime could be isolated in certain areas. It doesn't mean the whole city is, rat infested, as some people like to say.
Ahem.
Him who shall not be named.
She who was in a Stormy Daniels book.
The orange one.
If I was going to invest in real estate, would you go to Tijuana or somewhere because it's cheaper now and going to get better, or would you just avoid it completely?
I would avoid it completely, but I would definitely look, if I had some extra money and was thinking about a retirement place, I would definitely be looking down in Mexico, actually. Mexico is still, they've had a lot of progress since NAFTA, and it's very nice down there, and there's some great locations, and you can get a lot for your money. You really can. In safe communities.
Well, listen to Tyler Giles. He is the expert.
Yes, I am. Always.
Since I started the Tea with Charles podcast, I get statistics.
Oh, you do?
Of where my listeners are coming from. Tea with Charles has most of its listeners here in the United States of America.
That's good.
But Tyler.
Yes?
I want you to take a quiz.
Okay, I'm good at multiple choice.
We're very educational here at Tea with Charles.
I work on my education.
So after the USA, what is the country with the most Tea with Charles listeners? FYI, there are listeners in all of these countries, but which has the most? Got a multiple choice for you. Number 1, Israel. Number 2, Taiwan. Number 3, France. Number 4, Japan.
I'm just going to say Israel, because Israel to me is like another state of the United States almost.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say shalom to anyone who's listening in Israel.
Hello, my Jewish brothers and sisters.
The correct answer is France.
Really?
I was surprised as well.
Oh my God. Do they serve American fries there or French fries?
We are going to have some pommes frites.
We love that.
Yes, there's my 8th grade French coming back to me right now.
I didn't even have that.
But for all the people that are listening to me in France, bonjour, comment ça va?
Ah, bonjour.
Merci beaucoup for
beautiful country.
Yes.
Been there a few times.
I have to say I was elated to know that somebody in France was listening. But
that's very interesting.
You are not just going to be in Los Angeles, Tyler. You are going to be around the world.
Oh my God. French people, I'll be there shortly. I think I'm coming in October, actually.
Well, Tyler, it has been a delight to host you here at Tea with Charles.
Thanks for having me. I've had a great time.
I'm glad you had a good time. And my listeners, they want to get to know you more.
Well, I can be found on Instagram, TG_real estate. Come find me, say hello, reach out, real estate knowledge, and I'll sell your house or help you buy one if you like.
All right, so reach out to Tyler. What's the Instagram again?
It's TG_real estate, Tyler Giles Real Estate.
Someday when I get that dream house in Malibu, you will be the first person I call.
Charles, it's going to happen much sooner than you think.
I hope so.
Oh, it will.
It has been a delight to host you here, Tyler.
Thank you so much for having me, Charles. I've had a blast.
All you listeners out there, be sure to check out my books by searching Charles St. Anthony at your favorite online retailer. You can catch me on social media at KingCharles0921, or you can send a message to the show at theboss@dtlahustler.com. Thank you for listening to Tea with Charles, where the tea is always scalding hot. Drive electric, kiss a baby, and keep on hustling. Boom.
That was fun.
Ta-ta for now.